Yuri.
I'm Jacob.
And we're going for a drive. '21 BMW M4
Competition with launch control.
Prepping. Active.
That is torquey.
Horsepower and torque.
503 horsepower, 479 pound-feet of torque from a twin-turbo inline 6-cylinder.
Okay, let me put that in drive. And I'm just gonna floor it.
Okay. Throws you right back into these seats.
All right, so this is the new M4. There is a all-wheel drive version of this car this year, and you can also get the rear-wheel drive version in manual, but only in non-competition, and that goes the same for all the M3s as well.
Yes, so the all-wheel drive one will be available later this year, and that will have a disconnectable front drive shaft, basically, so it will be 100% rear-wheel drive. There will be a drift mode, but speaking of drift mode, Yuri, we have a feature called M Drift Analyzer.
Okay,
what's that?
You turn your traction all the way off, and then you get a slider from 0 to 10. 10 is the most amount of like stability doing stuff. 0 is no stability, so you can just fully drift. It's meant to ease you into your drifting learning.
And lucky for you guys, we actually fully tested out the M Drift Analyzer mode while drifting the hell out of this thing, and spoiler alert, it drifts really well.
So don't forget to subscribe to the Straight Pipes Driftscription Break.
Ooh, Driftscription Break. I think that's the first one we've had.
Okay, so we were ripping it around. It pretty much analyzes how long you can hold the drift, what your maximum angle is, and then gives you a star rating at the end of it.
Yeah, so we both got 4, 4.5, 5 stars. I think I currently hold the only 5-star drift according to Twitter, according to journalists at this time. Oh, there it is. Best drift, 5 stars.
But his speed was obviously a lot faster because his drift was the same distance, about 4 seconds.
Yes, his being the guy from the UK, kind of known from drifting.
Yeah, so we tried our best.
Yeah, we did pretty well though, and this car drifts so easily.
Yeah, and we did try to do those big donut drifts in like halfway traction on, and it was really no point. Like, just turn it all the way off. 20-second drift, 204 meters, 17 degrees was my most angle.
Right on. So I had 5 stars, but I don't remember what everything else was.
Okay, so now you gotta go again.
Okay.
And then I'll go again.
Okay.
And then you go again.
Okay.
And then I'll go again.
That sounds good. So this is traction control on. That's so gross. Yeah, it feels weird.
But maybe when you're on a track and going fast for like high-speed turns, it's different.
And when you're on the road and stuff like that, possibly on a track, MDM mode is fantastic in this car.
Yeah, but it's really not the end of the world if you just drive around with it all the way off. You just got to be a little careful. But it will kind of like let loose
Yeah.
a lot. But I mean, that's
Dude,
kind of why you buy an M4.
This thing is so quick, so much torque, the power comes on so quick that on the highway, if you floor it, it will get a little skittish and squirmy.
And we are on winters right now.
Yes, we are. And shout out to BMW. They did offer us the actual summer tires, but it is a little too cold today, so we opted for the winters. But thank you, BMW, for actually offering us a different set of wheels so we would maximize our experience in this car.
And to actually get into the Drift Analyzer, you hold your off button all the way, and then it'll prompt you to do the M Drift Analyzer. And then from there, you click Start Session. It'll show everything. It's very intuitive.
Yeah, and even if you get into the M Drift Analyzer without turning off your traction, you can actually activate it, which will then prompt you to turn off your traction, which is really cool.
And then you can adjust the slider on the go.
Yeah, it's a very good system. Like,
Yeah.
I think they just...
Feature of the year?
Yeah, probably. I think tire companies are going to love this feature.
Yeah.
Shout out Continental for sponsoring the Straight Pipes.
And just so all of you know, the reason I'm driving this one first specifically is because I love everything about this M4 more. Jacob loves everything about the current M3 more, because he still kind of doesn't like that grille. And I ripped that plate off first thing because I don't like that front plate one bit.
I will give it to you, it looks better without the front plate.
Okay, I want to talk about a couple things that I've experienced while driving this that are like really my vibe.
Go for it.
These seats, this interior, the way these seats match the outside, if you see somebody in this car, it just looks so amazing.
The looks, I totally agree. I will get into the specifics of what the seats feel like a bit later though.
But look how awesome Jacob looks sitting in this seat with that real Ford Raptor behind him.
Damn, I do look pretty cool.
That's a good Raptor. Next thing is this color. We got Sao Paulo yellow, even though this is kind of like an acid green.
I would definitely call this more of a green.
It is such a cool color. I used to have a Camaro in this color, kind of mine was like more lime green, but like having a two-door lime greenish car again, rear-wheel drive is like,
It's a little faster in your Camaro, eh?
It's
That was a V6,
It's
an automatic.
a lot faster.
Yeah. Well, this is also automatic.
I like having a lime green car. I think it's so cool. Such a cool color choice for the launch colors with the matching seats again.
They did kill it with the launch colors.
Okay, and then in this car, while driving it around, obviously same old BMW interior we always like, but we've got new paddles on the steering wheel, which are a lot taller.
Yes, and we've previously complained about BMW paddles so many times that I think we got tired of complaining about them, but BMW obviously listened because look at these new and improved paddles. They are carbon fiber and they're massive.
Yeah, they're finally better than AMG paddles.
Yeah, for sure they are.
Or at least equal to.
The only thing I don't like about them is that they got these like bumps on the back, but I know you like that.
Okay, let me give them a little rip through cliche corner.
Your traction's off. How's that?
This thing is like a rocket. Like we already showed some drifting, but just going normal through roads, it's so fast. Anywhere you point it just goes like right away. I feel like at one with this for a rear-wheel drive car.
This is definitely a very good driver's car, and I will flat out say this is a better driver's car than the last generation of the C63, or I guess the current generation, which they're refreshing right now.
Except that one launches harder for rear-wheel drive than this does.
Yes, at least it feels like that. Plus, we did drive in the summer, so...
Yeah, that could be part of it too.
They technically do have the exact same 0 to 100 time, which is 3.9 seconds.
I just feel like BMW launch controls for rear-wheel drive aren't as hard as Mercedes launch controls for rear-wheel drive.
100%. Yeah.
But the vibe of this compared to that M2 CS, which won Car of the Year, so that one was manual,
Yes.
get some points. I feel like I could go way faster in this, but I might be able to slide that a little bit more and have more fun.
Yeah, this is definitely faster, it's got more power, but I would definitely take the M2 CS over this, no question. Everything about the way that it looks, handles, drives, everything about that car I would take over this.
I would love to have the current launch M4 at the time instead of the M2 CS. If I get the M4 in manual compared to that M2 CS in manual, right now in 2021, I would take this. So I'm gonna lastly touch on the looks real quick before you drive and get into all the cool techie stuff. The front end has really cool sculpted hood, which really, really pops when you look at the front in the right lighting. Like that is a really cool shape.
Yeah, and it kind of reminds me of the new GT3 hood.
From the side, the M3 is a wide body at the back, but this is kind of different. We've got two body lines that come across, they're kind of stacked. I've seen these 4 Series on the road, not M4s because obviously I'm the first one in Canada to drive it, but I saw the normal 4 Series and like those body lines pop super hard, and I had one come up behind me on the road with the big grille, and it also looked really cool in my rear view.
The M3 definitely looks better than this car in every direction possible.
Fully debatable between me and you. We're like full opposites on this car.
Yeah, we haven't even really mentioned that grille yet.
The grille looks fine in real life. You get more used to it.
Disagree.
Definitely looks better without a front plate.
Agree.
And I think the whole look of the M4 and the M3s in general look better like this instead of the M Performance stuff, which does look kind of tacky, but which would look way cooler ripping on a racetrack potentially.
I do agree that the M versions all look better than the non-M versions, like not the M Sport versions.
But the ones with like the weird quad exhaust and like
Yeah.
the half paint.
Yeah, well that and like this grille compared to an M440i grille compared to a base grille, this one looks the best out of the ugly choices.
Okay, and then back end, we've got normal 4 Series taillights, which are new, but they do look fantastic. We got a little carbon fiber wing up there. It is like wide bodied at the back. And then we've got this black skateboard, they call it, that goes all around the bottom. I think that looks really good to like make it look narrower and faster.
And the exhaust tips look really cool. Let's take a listen to the outside. And the exhaust sounds kind of all right.
There's some good burbles and stuff there. It's nice you can bang it off the limiters. We do have an exhaust button, which we'll talk about later.
And it'll definitely sound better than that upcoming 4-cylinder C63 I've been hearing about.
Okay, wheels.
Wheels are pretty good considering these are winters, but the actual competition spec look awesome.
Yeah, you can see it in the gauge cluster and in the infotainment because they actually show the proper colored one, which is great, and I kind of wish we had those wheels on it.
And what would be the Continental recommended tire?
The Extreme Contact Sport. So obviously we can both agree that the M4 looks better than the M3, so before I let you say anything else, it's your turn to drive, and we'll just leave it at that. Let's go, Jacob.
M3 looks better. Launch control. Oh my god, that's fast. Holy.
But it's not super punchy off the line, but it's starting in second.
Yeah, it's very torquey. I think it's starting in second to give you a better 0 to 100 time. Yeah, sneaky.
Whatever, it is what it is. It's
Okay,
cool.
so I'm gonna hit M1, which is Jacob Cliche Corner Mode. So that is MDM Sport Plus for the engine, Sport for the chassis, comfort for everything else. And the reason for sport being my chassis selection is that is Nürburgring mode. They have tuned this car to have sport as the Nürburgring mode. So Cliche Corner being my local Nürburgring.
Well, but there is a lot of elevation and stuff here.
Exactly.
It's not just a flat track where being on All Sport Plus might be the best option.
That's exactly it. So Cliche Corner and regular public roads, definitely better for comfort and sport. But BMW does a very, very good job of their dampers in every car, and this is no exception.
I thought you said the XXM was too stiff.
That was one exception. Okay, Cliche Corner, let's see what we can do. Downshift with these lovely paddles, and yep, oversteer city. I love driving this thing. Like, I'm in MDM mode, and it allows for so much more slip angle than I think previous generations did, and it just, this is great. And steering and comfort is just right. Sport is also fine, but this is also the first car that they allow you to change the braking in the infotainment, so I kind of also prefer comfort. The only difference being that you have to press the brakes a little bit harder in comfort mode.
And then if you get the manual version, which is awesome because Mercedes doesn't have manuals anymore, you can also put like gear shift assist, which is auto rev matching, through that setup screen as well.
Yeah, so you can actually turn it off independently of having traction fully off, which they did in previous generations of cars.
Another reason why this might be as good, if not better, than the M2 CS.
Well, they're fixing things here and there. It's cool.
Okay, in manual mode, go through a gear and hit those shift lights.
Downshift and send. Yep, they're very, very good. So they come in yellow into red, and they kind of start flashing red when you need to shift, and it's really hard to miss.
Okay, they are in your road mode, they are in your sport mode and your track mode. I turned off the head-up display right away because I feel like it's too big, it takes up too much space. I don't like it. You don't need a head-up display in this car.
No, and the driving position of this is also fantastic. It kind of reminds me of Porsche driving positions because it's very, very low with these super buckety seats. And I would also like to talk about how much I hate and also like these seats.
Okay, so this is the carbon fiber buckets.
Yes, part of like the track package or whatever. So they look cool, first of all. They bolster the hell out of you, second of all. They feel comfortable as long as you don't move in any position. So if I want to readjust my leg, they are so hard on the sides of the bolsters, and including this carbon fiber rooster holder, because I can't say the other word.
Rooster holder.
I don't like that.
Okay, and being smaller, 5'8"-ish, it's fine. I fit perfectly. It's got inflatable bolsters, which is cool, and heated seats, which I was surprised that this would have that.
No cooled seats, but there is one crazy cool feature that you can actually remove these.
Yeah.
You have to unscrew them, and then you can have your helmet on the track, and it's a little bit more comfortable.
How many times do I complain that the helmet is seats pushing my head forward? Not that I'm like a race car driver or know anything about that, but like, you know, it's cool that they're ready for that.
Cut to a couple clips of us drifting in a circle in a parking lot.
Yeah, it's been showing that the whole time.
Okay, cut to a couple clips of us drifting in Portugal with the M340i.
Okay. So then BMW loves us so much that they also left the little plastic on the seats. So you ready for the peel-scription brake?
Yeah, let's send it to the peel-scription brake. ASMR kind of stuff, but you know.
Everybody likes peeling stuff off. Yo, the funny stuff is when you go to a place that had a sticker on it for like 10 years. You're like, yo, I'm gonna be the one to do this, I don't care.
Yeah.
But I have noticed that when you're reaching for the dead pedal, I have to push my leg hard against this thing, and even hitting the brakes, my right foot has to hit this middle thing, but it's not the end of the world, and I wouldn't trade these seats to have a better experience.
I potentially would. But you actually fit behind yourself in here.
Oh yeah, no problem. I fit behind myself in the M2 CS, I fit behind myself here.
I do not fit behind myself in here.
Yeah, it's that's how it is.
I'm not even gonna show you guys what it looks like because my back hurts right now.
Yeah.
Not from these seats, just my back.
Bad back gang.
Yeah.
All right, what's next, Jacob?
Okay, active M differential. This has that same differential that we loved in the M2 CS. That's part of why we like this so much. It gives you so much confidence in how this feels all the time.
Yo, I feel like I could go so fast without slipping up, but having that little bit of slip would be like so good. Like, this would be such a good track car. And they say like this car is meant for people who go to the track.
Yes, exactly. Because they also added additional cooling and stuff like that. There is an additional cooler, especially on the competition model in comparison to the non-competition as well.
Okay, this car did not overheat, did not yell at me, nothing at all while we were doing way too many donuts in it. Like, not a peep.
It didn't yell at us, like nothing. No low oil warning lights, nothing.
As far as I'm concerned, 10 out of 10 cooling.
Yes, for this special occasion, let's just send it through Cliche Corner again, and downshift, and this is so good to drive around here.
It's perfect.
This is a great car. I did feel M2 CS vibes, but I would still take the M2 CS. Like, I just would. And it's a very comparable price, and the M2 CS also looks better. Let's get to the actual looks of that front grille just a little bit because I think it's gross.
We already talked about it. It looks great.
Yeah, but I want to say it looks gross.
There's a lot of rendering. We talked a lot about the looks, especially comparison between the M3 and the M4 in our live video when we did the first walk around of it in North America.
Yes.
So check that out. There's a lot of in-depth little things that you'll notice, like where the cameras are located on badges and stuff like that.
Yes, but for the record, I don't like this.
What's your favorite rendering of the front end? Do you want to post that in the thing?
Yeah, it's from that company in Europe. It's right now. That's what you're seeing. I forget what the company's called, but.
And I think this is perfect. They did a ballsy move changing up this grill and knocked it out of the park.
They did what they needed to get people to talk about this, and it definitely worked. I am enjoying my time in this, but I'm just going to floor it one more time. We've got a ZF 8-speed auto. BMW has modified it. I believe it's called Steptronic. Shifts like lightning. Love this transmission. One more time. Okay, so we do have the exhaust fully open, which is the loud mode. Yuri, toggle the mode while I drive, just so we can give the people the sound difference.
Because it is also pumped in.
Okay, ready? Wow.
Kind of disappointing that you can't turn off the pumped in audio and have the valves open.
Exactly, because the valves are open in Sport and Sport Plus, but that button also controls the interior audio.
Yeah, you don't get like the burbles and the backfires. It's like kind of like that's my only real complaint. Everything else is great.
Yeah. Other than the grill, for me.
I swear to God. They're trying to make cool cars for us. The presentation was all old dudes, and they're giving us this awesome thing with these cool colors.
No, it's great.
I get it, whatever. So moving on to the interior, some of the cool stuff we have and don't have in this one. We don't have the lane keep assist that I really like with radar cruise, but you can option it out.
Yeah, so we only have regular cruise in this.
But we do have the backup assist and everything. We have the good 360 camera that spins all the way around. We have car wash mode, which I actually used in a car wash for once, which is cool.
Whoa, that Fiesta looks really cool in that 360 camera.
And that's the drive recorder, where we can actually have a built-in dash camera that can record 20 seconds ahead and 20 seconds behind, set up to a hotkey, which is such a good feature because I don't want to like bolt a dash cam and like wire it up through like a USB to a cigarette lighter or whatever.
Yeah, and then we have the same traditional buttons that we have in every new generation of BMW. You can map them to almost everything. We've mapped them to all of our favorites.
I mapped them to all performance stuff
and
for once.
CarPlay.
Yeah, CarPlay too. Okay,
because this does have also Android Auto, and it is wireless.
Apple CarPlay wireless.
And for the record, I never had an iPhone before, so I never really listened to what Yuri was ranting about when he was ranting about how much he did not like about wireless Apple CarPlay.
Yeah, how it disconnect. Like when you try to disconnect or sit there, like you can't watch a video because there'll be lag. To disconnect it, it's very hard to disconnect.
So Yuri was right about that.
But the workaround is you click communications. You go to mobile devices, you click on your phone and click disconnect, and that'll disconnect it for long enough, and then you can just reconnect it quickly instead of deleting it.
But BMW, just add an option for wired Apple CarPlay.
Yeah, that would be ideal. You can plug it into the cup holder, which fits this chorus cup just fine, and hopefully doesn't spill into that USB.
What about these visors?
Come on, 3, 2, 1,
yes! Woo! Did not expect that.
Supercar fail. Okay, the rest of this interior, we've got a lot of this blue along the bottom, which is insane with the yellow stitching. Like, that is next level.
Yeah, the contrast is actually like wild.
And when you first got into this car, did you realize that the steering wheel felt lighter because of all the carbon fiber? I swear in my head, I'm like, this feels so light just to move around.
I think you just had it in like comfort mode, because comfort mode is so nice.
I just to like move the whole wheel, like even like when I started in the parking lot.
I think this is tricking you with this extra.
I might be, but it felt like it in my head, and it's heated, so I like that.
Yeah, it's heated. We do have heated seats, as you mentioned. You can't get cooled seats on these seats, but you can get them with the base seats.
Hey, ambient lighting, same old BMW.
Yeah, I think we're pretty much done with the car, Yuri.
Man, I really like this car. Okay, let's get to the price.
It starts at $85,100.
Cool.
And this one is $103,250.
Canadian.
And BMW couldn't give me pricing on the optional all-wheel drive because that's not released yet.
Yeah, so pretty much the exact same price as last year's The Straight Pipes Car of the Year under $100,000, the M2 CS.
And pretty much the same price as last year's C63S Coupe that we drove.
If you added the radar cruise and lane keep to this.
Yep.
With the manual, you'd be at the M2 CS price. I think I would take this right now in 2021 over an M2 CS in manual.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't. I would go M2 CS 100%.
Okay, would you take this over an X-Drive version? I'd go rear. Even though X-Drive has like the, you can go rear, but I kind of want to have the rear.
I'd go rear. This feels great. It feels light. It feels nimble. I bet the extra all-wheel drive will add some weight to it. And I will 100% say that I will take this over the upcoming C63 if that has a 4-cylinder, just on that for principle alone, because this has a 6-cylinder. Still sounds pretty good. And I think we need to hold on to this kind of stuff while we still have it.
Okay, this M4 to a comparable M3?
M3.
Okay, one more for you. So I feel like we said that we would both take an M2 CS over a used i8. Would you take this over a used i8 at the same price, considering it's the same price at M2 CS?
If I wanted to go fast, I'd take this. If I wanted to just chill out and look cool, have doors that go up, I'd definitely go i8. And kind of where I'm at right now, I don't really want to go fast. I do enjoy it.
You get fast cars every day.
Exactly.
But say you didn't have this as a cool job.
Then I'd probably have to go with this one.
Okay.
If you wanted to go fast.
Let us know what you think of the new M4, this compared to all those. Leave a comment below, especially Team M3 or Team M4.
And just mention the grill in the comments. Just do it, because you're gonna do it anyways.
Okay, floor it out of here.
Damn it.
Floor it out of here.
Squirmy! Man, that's so fast.